Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel RK Astro English. So this is one of the most important video what I felt because I took a long time to prepare this presentation. And this is a Pitra dosha. I don't know the my family members who are in different part of country and don't know about the Sanatan. They have listened this or not. But this is the one of the most dangerous thing what I seen in the chart, and lots of problem with you is not because of the Mahadasha or Antardasha or something like this. Even in the some very good dasha, you are not happy or any problems are there. That is because of the Pitra dosh. Now lots of video on the Pitra dosh. But why I have bring this video? Because I have got one super remedy for the Pitra dosh. Because I know my family members are all around the world. Maybe they don't do all the rituals what they need to do as per we can do in India. So what is Pitra dosh? What are the symptoms? What are the planets which make this Pitra dosh? In some charts there is cancellation of Pitra dosh. You have to do nothing. What is that cancellation? And the remedies, including the super remedy which I am going to tell you, everything in this video. So this is going to be very important video, and I hope and I pray my pitras, wherever my ancestors, they are watching me making this video, they will be also happy because I am making this video all of my heart to tell the people that how they can get relaxation in their life from the Pitra dosh. So I thanks my ancestors, my Pitras who motivated me, who blessed me with this little power to make this video. Thank you. Thanks, Pitradev. Thanks, Pitradev. So let's start this video and I will explain you every step. Please be with me during this video. Let's start. Uh, because this channel has reached to the so many countries and so many family members are there from the different regions and different religions. So you must know what is Pitradosh. So Pitradosh or Pitrudosh in Vedic astrology refers to the ancestral karmic imbalance in the horoscope. Nothing to worry, but yes, need to take care. It is believed that the unresolved karmas of ancestors, Pitras, create obstacles in the life of the native's life. And in Jyotish, the Pitras are associated with the sun, the ninth house, the fifth house. And because these houses represents lineage, ancestors, and past life karma, that's why when certain planetary combinations disturb these houses of their lords, or astrologers say that Pitradosh is also formed. Some astrologers think that due to moon also there is a Pitradosh. Now one person, interestingly, where I will go ahead with the Pitradosh, some person was asking me, my student, sir, why we get the Pitradosh? Pitras had done something ancestors. Why we are getting the curse? The simple answer to this is when I am entitled to the property, cash, and jewelry of my Pitras, I can take that. Then why I have not to take the mistakes of the Pitras or whatever the unresolved karmas of Pitras? That I also have to take. Very simple. If you are entitled for the good things, then you are also entitled for the unresolved karmas also. So this is where, and one of my family member subscriber write that Rohitji, that is not karma, that is karam. So I will speak karam now, not karma. Thank you, sir. So what is Pitradosh? In Vedic astrology, Pitradosh is often misunderstood as a curse from the dead, but in reality, classical texts like BPHS describe it as a karmic obligation or a DNA debt, what I explained you right now, and what Shastras are saying, very important. Don't go into the astrology thing also. What our sacred scriptures are saying about the Pitradosh, that also I will tell you. So in reality, uh, this is being said that this is a DNA debt, and it signifies that the ancestors committed certain mistakes or left duties unfulfilled, and the current generation must resolve that energy. Very simple. And this is, I think, very much important because maybe in this lifetime I am doing some mistakes. I am doing something which is unresolved. Maybe my the next lineage which will come, they have to resolve, because if they want this house, the car, everything from me, then definitely they have to take this also. And the Bhagirathi, oh my god, Bhagirathi ji bring Ganga on the earth, Ma Ganga, to just the wipe out the Pitradosh, the ancestors' unresolved karma. So we are nothing, doing nothing, but still we can do something. What we will see. First of all, the symptoms. Then I will go into the step-by-step thing. Symptoms of Pitradosh. Impact on progeny. The frequent miscarriages or inability to conceive despite of medical fitness, delays in starting family or facing significant obstacles during the pregnancy, birth of the children with physical or mental health challenges, and from the birth behavioral issues or extreme disobedience in children. This is also one of the biggest symptoms of Pitrudosha. Impact on finance, constant leaking of money, unexpected repairs, unexpected medical bills, debt, even earning a higher salary or good business, you are into debt. The money is not there in account. I don't know, so much money come to me, but where that money goes? Sudden and inexplicable losses of business ventures, investments you are doing, but they are not growing. Career, despite of every skill you have, still stagnant, and you are not rising in your career. This is another symptom. Impact on marriage. Extreme delays in finding a suitable life partner or no logical reason, frequent friction and fighting between husband and wife without major cause, marriage proposals breaking off at the last moment repeatedly, and the total lack of peace and harmony within the domestic environment. My dear family members, I'm going to tell you so simple remedy, super remedy in the last of the video, that you can do that at home and that have a miraculous results in your life. So if you are facing something like this, because I am in search of that kind of topics and video with which my family members sitting at home, they can get the solution. They don't need to approach me for the simple things. Impact on the mental state. A persistent feeling of being stuck in the life while everyone else moves forward, dreams of diseased ancestors asking for food or looking unhappy, heavy mental stress and lack of peace, even when the living in the luxury, the feeling of heavy weight or shadow over the house of the mind. Now, this is again one of the symptoms. Now, what is Pitradosh? I will tell you. When Sun is afflicted by Rahu or Saturn, Rahu is placed in ninth, Sun or Rahu together, Moon heavily afflicted, malefic planets in ninth house, and the fifth house or a Jupiter is afflicted if affecting lineage and progeny. This is again one of the few symptoms how it happens. Frequent family conflicts. If you are facing this, you are into Pitradosh. Delay in marriage, most of the time this is Pitradosh. Problem in childbirth, one of the main reason is Pitradosh. Repeated financial instability, sudden illness in the family, obstacles in career or success, mental stress without any clear reason, everything is counted in the Pitradosh. These issues are believed to arise because the ancestral souls or the Pitrus remain restless or trapped in the lower realms and unable to move toward a higher spiritual planes. Therefore, performing spiritual practices for their peace and the liberation is considered extremely, extremely important. Why I am doing this? Maybe I can make very simple video on Pitradosh and I can say these are the symptoms. These are the planets which are doing. If you are facing this thing, come to me, I will give you remedy. But I am not doing this. I am giving a remedy right here. You don't need to even consult me for the Pitradosh. Why? Because I think if my Pitrus are motivating me to do this video, so I want to do something like this, that any single person in this world who will watch this video, they get rid of the Pitradosh. My Pitrus will be also happy that their lineage is working for the wellness of the people without thinking the money thing in the life. So I want blessings from my Pitru. That's why I am doing this, and I hope I will able to resolve your problem today. Kindly bless me if I able to do. So symptoms. One more symptom is impact on the physical health. So the chronic health issues and the health issues which is continuously going on, no diagnosed, long-term illness, a general lack of physical energy despite of a good diet, sudden health scares, anything connected to health which is continuous and chronic, and there is no time ended your house, always there is a medicine expenses of medicine. This is a Pitradosh. So now let's go first into step by step how we can see the Pitradosh in your chart. Open your chart and see. The ninth house represents the father, ancestors, blessings of lineage and dharma. And the affliction to this house is the most common cause of the Pitradosh. You know what is affliction? Whenever there is a malefic planet, Rahu, Ketu, these kind of planets are there, or Sun and Moon is disturbed here in this house, then definitely there is a Pitradosh. If ninth house Lord is in somewhere problem, definitely problem. Why Sun? Because Sun represents a father and a lineage energy. Afflicted Sun can indicate disturbance in the ancestral blessings. I will decode this all combinations in detail. This is just a glimpse for in the starting. Fifth house. Fifth house is my past life karma and progeny. So Pitru dosh sometimes affects children and the lineage continuation. And the second house represents family lineage and ancestral wealth. Again, these are the main houses, which if are in affliction or their lords are in affliction, definitely there is a Pitradosh. Now let's start with the Sun, the main planet. Sun represents father, lineage, authority, soul's vitality, and when the Sun becomes afflicted by malefic planets like Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, the ancestral line may experience a karmic disturbance. So, Sun Rahu affliction, first of all, Rahu represents illusion, obsession, karmic imbalance. When Rahu influences the Sun, it creates a phenomenal similar to an eclipse, Grahan Yoga. And symbolically, this represents a shadow over the father or a lineage energy. Now, the possible life manifestations, strained relationship with father, father's health issues, identity struggles or lack of recognition, confusion about life direction, and because Rahu amplifies material ambition, the person may experience the strong desire for the success but repeated obstacles until the ancestral karma is balanced. Okay, now what is the second combination? Now, the second combination is when Sun is with Saturn, this is also affliction. Saturn represents karmic debts and restrictions. When Saturn influences the Sun, it is often reflects a karmic tension between authority and responsibility. What are the possible effects? Possible effects are distance or emotional coldness with father, delayed success in life, struggle for recognition despite hard work, and feeling burdened by the family responsibilities. However, Saturn can also create discipline and maturity, and meaning the native may achieve success later in the life after overcoming challenges. Now, Rahu in ninth house. If the ninth house is the primary house of ancestors, dharma, blessing, and father, Rahu in this house can indicate unconventional or disrupted ancestral traditions. In a classical interpretation, Rahu in the ninth house may signify break from family traditions, karmic debts related to ancestors, unusual relationship with father or mentors, unpredictable fortune. And the person may feel disconnected from the traditional belief system or may seek spiritual truth through the unconventional path. This is what Rahu do in ninth house. And sometimes this placement pushes the native towards the foreign countries, foreign cultures, and different philosophies or a non-traditional spiritual practices. When benefic influences exist, Rahu in the ninth house can also produce an innovative thinker or a spiritual reformers. But yes, one of the reason can be Rahu in ninth house. Now, Sun Rahu together, as this is a Grahan Yoga also. So the conjunction of Sun and Rahu in one of the most commonly cited indicators of the Pitra dosha, and the combination is often referred to as the Grahan Yoga. Why? Because astrologically this symbolizes the ancestral energy being overshadowed by a karmic imbalance. So conflict with father, confusion about identity, desire for recognition, sudden ups and downs in career, all these things can happen. Now the moon afflicted, if in ancestral house, the moon represents the mind, emotion, maternal side of lineage. When moon is heavily afflicted, in the houses connected to the ancestors, such as ninth or fourth or eighth, it indicates the emotional or a psychological karmic patterns connected with the family lineage. So the possible manifestation includes emotional instability related to the family matters, inherited psychological patterns, unresolved family conflicts, deep attachment to the ancestral memories or trauma. For example, moon with Rahu may create an emotional confusion, and moon with Saturn may produce a emotional heaviness or inherited responsibility. So these placements often require a emotional healing and awareness of family pattern. Now, malefic influence on the ninth house, which I already told that whenever there are the malefics like Rahu, Ketu, Mars, Saturn in the ninth house, example, if Saturn in the ninth house, Rahu or Ketu in the ninth house, or Mars afflicting in the ninth house, then definitely delays in fortune, struggles with higher education, conflict with father or teachers, feeling disconnected with spiritual guidance, and malefics in ninth house do not always create a negative outcome. Sometimes they push the person towards the spiritual growth and the philosophical exploration, but after struggle. Now, affliction to the fifth house or Jupiter. This is also one of the reasons. The fifth house represents my past life karma, my children, and continuation of lineage, because this is a house of conceiving and progeny. And the Jupiter represents the wisdom, dharma, and the expansion of the family. When these factors are reflected, then definitely astrologers sometimes associate this with the Pitru dosha, and because the continuity of family line may face challenges, so delay in childbirth, difficulty in conceiving, and karmic relationships with children, and a strong past life connection with offspring. So the afflicted Jupiter, because Jupiter is a Jiva Karaka Graha, the most benefic planet and connected with the lineage. So Jupiter may affect the spiritual guidance and ethical decision making, since Jupiter is considered the natural significator of blessing and progeny. So its weakness can symbolize the ancestral karmic lessons. So what are the other major combination? Sun with Ketu indicates detachment from father, ancestral lineage, and father's absence or spiritual karma linked to the ancestors is the outcome for this. Ketu in the ninth house. Now it represents a spiritual ancestral karma. Ketu is also connected with my ancestors, and ninth house is my also ancestors. So often seen in the chart of people with a deep spiritual interest or detachment from the family tradition. Rahu in the ninth house, I already explained that this is one of the reason of this Pitru dosha, problem with father, irregular fortune, or sudden rise and fall in the life. Now, what Shastras are saying, this is clear that whenever sun and the moon is afflicted with the Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn, whenever my house is afflicted, my fifth house is afflicted, my second house is afflicted, there is a Pitru dosha. Now, this is clear. Now, what I need to do before this, what is Puranas and Shastras are saying? One of the main scriptures discussing the ancestors is the Garud Puran. And what they say? They say, Pitradeva Manushyana Puja Sarva Prayatana Tripte Pitri Tripta Syu Sarva Deva Saharshita. That means ancestors must be worshipped with effort and devotion. Either you have Pitradosha or not. This is your responsibility. When Pitras are satisfied, all the God becomes pleased. So what is the interpretation for this? If ancestors are not satisfied, their blessings may not flow to the descendant, and which is interpreted astrologically as a Pitradosha. Nothing. The only thing is unsatisfied Pitras. What they want you to do, you are not doing. Garud Puran. Now the important principle, astrological principle. It is important that understand the one single combination does not automatically will make this. I will tell you other Shastras what they are saying, but also need to listen this thing that, sometimes the strength of sun, condition of ninth house, placement of Jupiter, planetary dashas, overall chart, so many things we need to see for Pitradosh. Not only the single thing, oh, sun is with this planet. There are cancellations also, that I will also tell. First, let's go to Shastras again. The Manu Samriti. The ancient law text Manu Smriti also emphasized the importance of ancestors. They said, Pitrayagyam tu yo nityam na kuryat shardhayavanti tasya kulam vinishayet pitradosham prapiditam. That means on who does not perform, one who does not perform the ancestral offerings with devotion may cause a suffering to his lineage due to the ancestral imbalance. And the interpretation to this verse is failure to honor the ancestors can disturb the flow of blessing in the family lineage. Very simple. Now what BPHS say? The classical astrology text BPHS indirectly relates Pitradosha to the certain planetary combination. The text states that when Sun, Rahu, Ketu or Saturn afflicts certain houses, it can indicate ancestral karmic issues, and that main houses are 9, father and lineage, 5th, the past life karma, 2nd, the family lineage. So the affliction to these houses may reflect ancestral karma. This is BPHS is saying. And what the Matsya Puran is saying. The Matsya Puran explains the importance of performing Shraddha and Tarpana. What is this? Shradhen Tarpiyanti Pitra Varshana Vahu Bistre Ashradhe Tu Soda Dukham Vanshe Bhavati Manava. They are saying through Shraddh rituals, the ancestors remain satisfied for the long period. If these rituals are neglected, difficulties may arise in family lineage. Now, what the Mahabharata is saying. In Mahabharata, there are several references to the worshipping of ancestors. One of the important teachings state that the blessing of ancestors protect the prosperity of family. Prosperity of family, and definitely without their blessings, obstacles may appear in the marriage, children, prosperity, peace in the life. Now, this was the Pitrudosh, and what the Mahabharata is saying, Matsya Purana is saying, other scriptures are saying. Now, is there any cancellation that I have a Pitrudosh, but still it is in the position of cancellation? In Vedic astrology, Pitrudosh not always remain active in the horoscope. Classical Jyotish principle emphasizes that many planetary combination can neutralize or reduce or completely cancel the Pitrudosh. This is why two people with similar placements may experience very different outcomes, and cancellations happens when benefic forces overpower the affliction connected to the ancestor, sun, or the ninth house. So what are that cancellations? First of all, Jupiter's aspect on sun or on ninth house. One of the strongest cancellation occurs with the Jupiter aspect on sun or ninth. In astrology, Jupiter's aspect is called Guru Drishti, which is believed to be purify the karmic afflictions, and Jupiter represents the wisdom, dharma, blessing, spiritual protection. So when Jupiter influences the sun or a ninth house, it restores ancestral blessings and the dharmic imbalance. Even if Sun Rahu conjunction exists, Jupiter's aspect on the Sun Rahu conjunction significantly will reduce the Pitradosh effect. So up to some mark, this is cancellation. If in your chart there is a Pitradosh but Sun is exalted, if Sun is strong in the horoscope, Pitradosh effects reduces significantly. Example, Sun in the Aries exalted, I also have this. Sun in on sign Leo, Sun in Kendra house is 1, 4, 7, 10 with strength. A powerful Sun indicates strong lineage energy and a protection from ancestors. Even if Rahu or Saturn influence the Sun, a strong dignity of the Sun can protect the native. Strong ninth house or ninth house lord. The ninth house is the main house of ancestors and blessing. So if ninth house or its lord is strong, the Pitradosh weakens. Example, ninth house lord in on sign or in exaltation. Ninth lord placed in the trine 1, 5 or 9. Ninth lord receiving a benefit aspect. This indicates that the ancestral blessings are still active despite of a minor affliction. Now the cancellation, benefic planet in the ninth house. If benefic planets occupy the ninth house, that is a Pitra dosha, often get neutralized by, if you have a Jupiter, you have a Venus, you have an unafflicted Mercury or a waxing moon in the ninth house. These planets bring grace, fortune and a spiritual protection. Strong Lagna and Lagan Lord. A powerful ascendant can overcome many doshas. If Lagan Lord is exalted in on sign, placed in strong houses, then the individual has enough personal strength to overcome the karmic obstacles, including the Pitradosh. Rahu or Ketu in Trikona with a benefic aspect. Sometimes Rahu or Ketu may appear to create a Pitradosh, but when they receive a benefic aspect, maybe from Jupiter or Venus, the negative effect reduces. In such cases, the person may experience spiritual awakening, interest in occult knowledge and transformation rather than suffering. I always think my moon Ketu is together, I am somewhere in the Pitradosh, but my Lagan Lord is strongly placed, my ninth house has benefic planets, my sun is exalted. That's why I think in spite of the so many problems in my life, I have Pitradosh, but somewhere they give me a power and give me a wisdom to do things. That's why a person who was a journalist one time becomes astrologer now. I think this is the blessings of Pitra. They guide me to do these things. So I thanks to them. Strong fifth house. The fifth house represents the past life karma and the lineage continuation. If the fifth house or its lord is strong, It indicates positive past karma which can neutralize ancestral issues. Example: fifth lord exalted, very good. Jupiter placed in the fifth house, very good. Benefits aspect on the fifth house. Now I also have an aspect of a benefic on my fifth house. This often removes problem related to the children and lineage. Powerful Raj Yoga in the chart. When strong Raj Yogas exist in the chart, they can override many doshas. Example: Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, Gajakesari Yoga, Raj Sambandha Yoga. These yoga indicate strongly a destiny and a divine protection in your life. Now let's go to the remedy. These are the simple remedies. Then I will go to the main super remedy which you can do at your home without any cost. With your effort you have to do, and you will have all the relief in your life. So to address the symptoms of Pitradosh, classical Vedic texts like Garuda Purana and Brit Prash or Hora Shastra suggest a specific remedies focus on this Pitradosh. So what is the remedy number one? Spiritual rituals. That means karmic cleansing. What is this? Pitra Tarpan and Shraddh, which is in month of August or September this year, I think. This is most essential remedy. It involves offering water mixed with the black sesame seeds, which we call kale til, and flowers to the ancestors, performing the Shraddh ritual during the Pitru Paksh, this 16-day lunar period dedicated to the ancestors, and help satisfy the restless souls of forefather. Now, this is a very simple thing. Who need to do this Pitru Paksh, Shraddh Paksh? The people who have their parents in life, mother or father both, they don't need to do. They just can motivate their parents to do for their ancestors, but they directly can't do. Person who have no father or maybe or no mother, they have to do. The person have no mother, father, they have to do. If you have parents, then you can motivate your parents to do this thing. Now the Tripandi Shraddh, what is this? If Pitra Dosh is severe, indicated by multiple miscarriages or a total stagnation, a specialized ritual called a Tripandi Shraddh is performed at holy places like Gaya, Pihova or Trimbakeshwar. This is intended to provide a moksha to souls stuck in the lower realms. Nirayan Nagabali. This is a specific 3-day ritual performed to remove the curse of the ancestors and the sin of killing a cobra in some time. Maybe in past you have killed any snake and cobra. That means you have a Pitra Dosh. Now this one of the ritual for the 3 days which you can perform and get rid of the Pitra Dosh. Now this is the most easiest one. Gajendra Moksha Path. Reading or listening to the Gajendra Moksha chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam is a powerful remedy to remove unseen blockages and rescue the soul from a crocodile of a karmic debt. You know what is this Gajendra Moksha Stotra? The family members who are from some another country, I can tell you can find this part on the YouTube, or you can tell Garima ji, she will also provide the link, no problem. Now what is Gajendra Moksha? There was one elephant called Gajendra who once goes to the river to drink water, and one crocodile just hold his leg, and then he was in the mouth of death. Definitely he prayed Narayana at that time. He say, kindly save me, and Narayana came on his prayer. That is a Gajendra Moksha part. That is all that prayer which elephant was saying at that time, and Narayana killed that crocodile and saved the Gajendra. And when Narayana killed that crocodile and that crocodile immediately get the moksha, then the Gajendra, the elephant, asked the Narayana, this crocodile was eating me, and you give him moksha before me. He said, you are my bhakt, you are my disciple Gajendra. If any person who is holding the foot of my disciple, then I am indebted to that, because that's why I give him a moksha before you. So this is how Narayana thinks, that you can pray to God, very good, but the people who are very good disciples of God, or a bhakt of a God or Narayan, if you even respect the disciples of God, then also he is very happy. So this is a Gajendra Moksha part you will get on the YouTube online or in Google also. So what are the other classical spiritual remedies for this? This is a traditional scriptures. According to traditional scriptures, one is a Pitru Tarpan, which I tell you, offering water to the ancestors. Shraddh rituals, offering during the Pitru Paksh, which is in September, feeding the Brahmans or poor when every Dwadashi Tithi and Amavasya Tithi. These are the two Tithi which came every month. You have to give groceries to the Brahman or some needy person. seen as a honoring ancestors, you know, and the worship of Lord Shiva. This is beautiful. Shiva is considered Pitru Dosha Shanti Karaka. When you offer a jal on a shivling, this is also one of the remedy. And connected people, people tree. If you worship people tree, offer water to people tree other than Sunday, then this is also connected with ancestral energies. And charity in name of ancestors. Every time Dwadashi and this Amavasya Tithi, never ever forget to do charities in name of ancestors. Now this is super remedy what I am going to tell you, and I am introducing here. I also got this from somewhere, and now I am giving to you people. Why Kuldevi should be included in this? Every lineage traditionally has a Kuldevi or a Kuldevta, the divine protector who safeguards the entire family line across the generations. Like we have a Kuldevi Mata Jwalaji in Himachal Pradesh. And we have this. Now I'm telling you, this is very simple remedy. If you will perform this remedy, you can do this at home and you will get all the benefits of this remedy. So in spiritual belief, Kul Devi act as a guide and protector for both the living and the ancestral souls. She helps direct wandering ancestral energies toward the higher realm and ultimately towards liberation. This is how Kul Devi guides you. So when the prayers or the sacred recitations are performed in front of Kul Devi, what I am going to tell you the remedy, you have to do in front of your Kul Devi. The spiritual energy of the ritual becomes much stronger, and this creates a dual blessing. You are praying to ancestors also, you are doing something for ancestors also, and in front of Kul Devi, which is very nice. Now, Kul Devi becomes pleased and protects the lineage. Ancestor receives the spiritual merit and attain a peace, thus reciting a sacred scriptures. Now mark this, this is a remedy. Reciting a sacred scriptures like Bhagavad Gita before the Kul Devi, in front of Kul Devi, a powerful spiritual bridge between the living and the ancestors. Now you will say, how I will recite all Bhagavad Gita in front of Kul Devi? This is very long. Now I am telling you again. Certain chapters of Bhagavad Gita carry extremely powerful spiritual vibration related to the knowledge, cosmic truth and liberation. Among them, 7th and the 11th chapters are especially effective for the ancestral liberation. Read 7th and 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in front of your Kuldevi. Like if you have a Kuldevi Jwalaji, you can light a lamp, you can keep a pic of Jwalaji. Any Kuldevi you have, you will get all the pics these days on the Google. This is a modern day. I know you are in the different part of the world, how you will get. So 7th and 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This is a key for you to get rid of all of your problems in the life. If you're going to any problems which I mentioned in past, like kids related, education related, health related, marriage related, business related. Now this is a key for you. Now the 7th chapter. Why 7th chapter? The knowledge of divine reality, the Janana Vijanana Yoga is there. So the 7th chapter explains the Mad Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter explains the deeper understanding of the supreme divine reality. Spirituality, this chapter helps remove ignorance and karmic bondage, which is why many traditions believe that the recitation can help ancestral souls move out of lower astral states. And reciting all 30 verses of chapter 7 with devotion is believed to purify ancestral karmic energy, reduce pitradosha, and release ancestors from the restless state and bring spiritual protection of the family. Process of doing this super remedy. On Pitra Visarjan Amavasya, the final day of Pitra Paksh, reciting this chapter is considered extremely powerful. It is believed that the Lord Vishnu grants liberation to the ancestral souls and blesses the family with protection and prosperity. Complete practice method is recitation of 7th and 11th chapter. Perform the recitation in front of your Kuldevi. The most important rule of the spiritual practice is to perform the recitation in the presence of your Kuldevi, and you may also do at Kuldevi temple. If you can go to Kuldevi temple, then nothing like this if you are in India. In your home before her idol or photograph, if you want to do at home, put idol or photograph. If you do not know your Kul Devi, you may perform the practice in front of Goddess Durga, because Goddess Durga have all the roops. Whatever roop you say, Mansa Devi, Chintapurni, Jwalaji, Vaishno Devi, Naina Devi, Ma Kali, Ma Kamakhya, every single roop has come from Ma Durga. So if you don't know your Kul Devi, then you can do in front of peak of Ma Durga. So this practice should be done ideally for 7 days minimum, 11 days recommended, and 21 days very powerful. So performing this practice during the Pitru Paksha, when the 16 days come in the September, I think I will make a big video on this. This will helpful for you. Daily recitation, very good. Every day recite maybe chapter 7 or 11. If you can't recite both, then it is, if you have a limited time, then at least recite chapter 7 of Mad Bhagavad Gita daily. This will definitely give you lots of blessing from your Pitra. So what you need to do, lighting the sacred lamp. Before beginning the recitation, light a ghee lamp, offer incense or a sandalwood fragrance or any you have, offer a sweet food such as kheer or sweets to Kuldevi, and offer a water to ancestors facing the south. Ancestors are always in the south. So first day, what you need to do a sankalp. Take a water in your hand and make a spiritual vow. What you need to say, I, then the name, like whatever name you have, then your gotra, whatever gotra you have, and then begin the recitation of 7th and 11th chapter of Mad Bhagavad Gita for the peace of liberation, my ancestors to receive the blessings of my Kuldevi, and may this participate, may this practice be accepted, and release the water on the ground. Again I am repeating, take a water in your hand, take your name, your lineage name, your gotra, and you say that I am doing this 7th and 11th chapter of Mad Bhagavad Gita for the peace and the liberation of the souls of my pitras, my ancestors, in the to receive the blessings of my Kul Devi for my pitras also. Please accepted this prayer, my practice, and then release the water on the ground. This is sankalp, because any puja, any prayer without sankalp is just incomplete. Now close your eyes, sit in the meditation stage, close your eyes and visualize your Kul Devi. Then read the 7th chapter followed by the 11th chapter. Focus deeply on the meaning of the verses. Okay, then pray sincerely, O Kul Devi, please grant liberation to our ancestors. May they be freed from the restless states and attain divine peace. Bless our family with your protection. And then the tarpan, offer water mixed with black sesame seeds in name of your ancestors in the south direction. Now who have to do, I'm again repeating, the people, the person who have mother, father, they have not to do, because their ancestors are not exist like this. Their parents are there. Those who have no parents, they can do. Those who have parents, they can insist their parents or motivate their parents to do this thing. That will be very good for them. So along with the Gita recitation, the following remedies you can also do: the donate black sesame seeds, ghee, cloth, silver, grains, jaggery, salt or gold in name of ancestors. Whatever you can afford. There is no such foundation. Everything depends on what you can afford. Prepare a kheer in the name of Pitras during the Pitru Paksh. Offer a food to cow, dog and crows before eating. 2 Shraddhas. Again, those who have no parents, they have to do. 2 Shraddhas, very important. The first day of Shraddh, 16 days, and the last Sarvpitra Amavasya. These you need to do anyhow, if you have no parents. If you have parents, then motivate them to do these things. Offer milk mixed with water to the Shivling. Keep 16 or 21 peacock feathers at home and wear an 8-mukhi Rudraksh. Now this is the last point, wear 8-mukhi Rudraksh. Definitely this is my duty to tell you. But Rudraksh is not suitable for every ascendant in every form. So this last point, you can ask some expert, then only you do this. Otherwise, all other points you can do. Now in Vedic tradition, ancestors are considered the roots of our destiny. When ancestors receive peace, their blessings flow naturally to the family lineage. Through the grace of the Kuldevi and the sacred recitation of Bhagavad Gita, ancestral karmic blockages can dissolve, bring peace in the family, prosperity, healthy lineage, and a spiritual protection. My dear family members, I have both of my parents. I am a lucky person. So I motivate my father to do this thing, reciting the chapter 7 and 11 and do all other remedies. You can motivate your parents if you have. If anyhow you have no parents, then you can do yourself all this remedy. The only meaning of making this video, so many people during the consultation always ask, do I have pitradosh, what I need to do? So I think, why should not I tell all the family members at once? And this last remedy which I tell you, that to sit in front of Kul Devi and recite these chapters, or you can daily recite these chapters, or in Pitrapaksh, 16 days Pitrapaksh, I will make a special series on that. You can do these remedies. Again, thank you very much, all the family members. Thank you to my pitras, my ancestors, wherever they are. They, possessed me this motivation, and I made this video. So several other family members in the other part of world also do this thing, and they also give peace and liberation to the ancestors and their souls. So thank you very much. And I think and I hope the thing which I did right now with the motivation of my pitras, they also get liberation, because when I am doing a good deed, it should go to my forefathers. I only pray to God. This my Kul Devi Jwalaji, I pray, and you also, all people, pray your Kul Devi, and in front of them you do this. Again, I am repeating, those who don't know the Kul Devi, they can do in the front of Ma Durga. Just write on Google Ma Durga. You can get the printout if you are in some another country, and you can do this process. Thank you very much, all the family members, and your love, your affection. Daily 7 in the morning, I get blessings from you from the different part of the country, different part of the world. Thank you very much once again. Keep blessing and keep share this video to the other people, though they also can get benefit from this. I never say about sharing, very rare I say. So today I'm saying they must get the benefits. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Ma Lakshmi, Jai Gurudev, Jai Pitradev.